Good evening, students. Welcome in next lecture of Math F113 Probability and Statistics. Today, I will start the new chapter. In last lecture, uh, we have covered Poisson process, discrete uniform distribution, and we have revised all the standard discrete distribution. Means we have seen what is the situation, probabilistic situation, where we can use the particular discrete distribution, and we have studied all the means PDF, MGF, mean, variance for all the distribution. From the MGF, MGF is what? It is a fingerprint of any distribution. Means if the MGF for the given distribution are known, then you can easily tell which distribution it is following. From the mean, from the variance, or from any other parameter or any other uh, indices, you cannot determine. But with the help of the MGF only, you can determine particular random variable or particular distribution it is following. Just you have to compare with the known MGF, and you can say X follow the particular distribution with the particular parameter value. Now, today we will start the fourth chapter, continuous random variable and the probability distribution. So you have the idea what is the continuous random variable. At the time of the random variable, I have classified the two discrete random variable and the continuous random variable. So chapter 4 is dedicated on the continuous random variable. So at that time, I have given you the example of time, the peak demand for electricity at the particular power plant. So we cannot limit the set of the possible values. Means at the 12 o'clock, at the 1 o'clock, at the 2 o'clock, we have the peak demand. We have to say that T lie between 0 to 24, right? So we cannot say at this particular point of time we have the peak demand of the electricity. The time T can conceivably assume any value in the time interval 0 to 24. So here further we could pose the question, what is the probability that peak demand will occur exactly at 12.0113278 dash dash dash. So actually virtually it is totally impossible to say the exact peak demand is at this particular point of time. So we say its probability is equal to 0. So suppose the range of the X is made up of large finite number of values, say X in 0 to 1 of the form 0.01, 0.02.9. Means anyone can claim, if we have so if let's we have the X is equal to 0, and here we have the X is equal to 1, right? So anyone can say, okay, we can break them in the this strip to show the continuity. We can break in the strip to show the continuity. So whether these division can break the X can cover all the points. It can cover all the points when you take the continuous one only. Then only you can cover all the points between X is equal to 0 to X is equal to 1. So whatever the small points you take, difference point you take, you cannot cover the all points between the interval. So here X can assume all the possible values of the X between 0 to 1. So now question arises, what is the probability of at point. What is the probability at point? Since the possible values of the x are non-countable, means we have the infinitely many points. You cannot count. You cannot count whatever the characteristic of the discrete random variable. It here we have the non-countable points in interval 0 to 1. Then what happened to point probability? If you have to determine what is the probability of the particular point, so we cannot really speak for the ith value of the x for all x. Means we cannot say x is equal to the particular value xi. So always the point probability is equal to 0. In case of continuous random variable, point probability is always 0, but it doesn't imply that cannot happen. In discrete, it is true. If the probability is equal to 0, then we say that event will not happen. But in case of the continuous, if the probability is coming 0, it doesn't imply that that possibilities cannot happen. So for example, if you have to measure the depth of the lake, so when you measure the depth from the lake, so here you can say depth is this, 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 here you can say depth is this. Now you make the smaller division, then you can say the depth are this. So can really it give the exact value of the depth? So for that, what you can do? You have to take the continuous stretch of the terrain, right? Then if you integrate from here to here, then you can find the exact depth of the lake. So from here we can say the continuous random variable. What is the continuous random variable? A random variable is continuous if it can assume any value in some interval or intervals of a real number, and probability that it assume any specific value is 0. Means continuous random variable is what? It take any value, right, of in interval or the set of the intervals, and probability at point is 0. Probability at point is 0, then we say it is the continuous random variable. So when we have the continuous random variable, we can characterize with the help of the PDF and CDF, probability density function and cumulative distribution function. So next, now we will study each and everything whatever you have studied for the discrete random variable. So continuous density means PDF for the continuous random variable.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So can you please explain the lake example, the depth of lake example again? I didn't
I'm
understand.
saying that in the continuous you have to means if you have to determine how much water we have in this lake. So if we take the here we have the terrain. In the terrain we have such a division like this. So here we say depth is 10 meter, here we say depth is 8 meter, here we say depth is 4 meter, here we say depth is 2 meter, here we say depth is the 8 meter. So we have the different figure, right? If you have the means smaller division of the terrain, then at the different point we have the different depth, and accordingly we can compute the volume of the water. But here if you have to determine the volume of the water, so what because terrain is not a symmetric, not in the form of the box, right? It is continuously changing. Height is continuous, terrain height is continuously changing. So here if you have to determine the volume, so for the volume you have to integrate, right? You have to integrate this space from this point to this point to get the exact figure. Means continuous implies you cannot discretize.
Okay, sir. Got it.
So can you zoom in the slides a bit? Yes, sir.
So now every random variable, whether the discrete or continuous, we can characterize with the help of the probability density function and the continuous distribution function. In case of discrete random variable, we can call the PDF as a probability mass function, point probability function also. But for the continuous distribution, never. For the continuous random variable, never we call the PDF as a probability mass function or the point probability function. PDF is means only the PDF we will term, right? Probability density function. So what is that? Let x be the continuous random variable. A function fx is called continuous density or probability density function. We denote by the small fx if it is non-negative for all value of x, and integration from minus infinity to infinity of the fx dx will give the 1, because probability density function represent what? Distribution of total probability 1 in the possible values of the x. And for any interval ab in the range minus infinity to infinity, we can say probability of x lie between a to b. It is what? It is the integration from a to b fx into dx. Fx into dx. So so these are the three properties of the PDF. So here, so when we say integration a to b of fx dx, it means what we are doing here. We have the curve of the fx. We are integrating between the limit a to b. It means we are computing the area in xy plane below the fx curve. There the fx is directly there. The now very important difference between the PDF for the discrete distribution and the continuous distribution is what? Here you are getting the probability after integrating the fx. But in case of the discrete, PDF itself is the probability. PDF itself is the probability, but here you are getting the probability after integrating the probability density function. So, and it represents the area below the frequency density curve. So this curve is known as the density curve. So probability that x takes the value in the interval a to b is nothing. It is the area above the interval under the graph of density function as illustrated here. So graph of this fx is known as the density curve. In the discrete case, the probability mass function tells us how little blob of probability mass of various magnitude are distributed along the measurement of the axis. Means in this case, the probabilities are distributed like this. But in this case, in the case of the continuous, it is distributed like this. So here in continuous case, the probability density is simmered in continuous fashion along the interval of the possible values of the x. So some remark about the PDF for continuous distribution. If fx is not PDF and it is given to you integral a to b of fx dx is equal to k, so you can say fx upon k is the PDF. Means if you divide by the constant, then it will become the PDF, because integration must be the 1. Now x is the continuous random variable. X assume all the value in AB, where AB may be replaced by the minus infinity to infinity. We are considering the idealized description of the x. Means for the all real line, we can define our fx. If it is given to you that fx is only for the a to b, right? For only for the a to b. So here you can write easily it is 0 elsewhere. So you can define for the minus infinity to infinity.
Remark 1 once again.
I'm saying that if fx
Remark
is
1.
So one.
Remark 1 is, by chance it is given to you integral a to b is equal to a to b of fx is equal to k. So it will become 1 upon k integral a to b fx into dx. So it can be written as integral fx upon k dx is equal to 1. So now this is the new PDF. This now you can say it is the new PDF.
Sir, but here
Because
A and B should be the conditions of the limit, na? How can we say that
limit.
it covers the whole probability?
It means in this case, if it is the A, B, here we have the curve. So now you can say from minus infinity to A, fx is 0. From B to infinity, again it is 0. So in case of the it means in case of the discrete, what we have the curve like this. So at this place we have the 0. At this place also we have the 0, and in between also we have the 0. Only for the particular point it is defined we have the positive value, non-negative value, or positive value you can say, right? Now, as I have told you, the point probability for the continuous distribution or continuous random variable is always 0. So how it is coming? So as I have told you, if you have to compute the probability x is equal to x naught, point probability means at particular point at the x naught. So it can be written as x from x naught to x naught, x from x naught to x naught. So by previous formula, it will become the x naught to x naught of the fx into dx. And you know the property of the definite integral, if the lower limit and upper limit of both are the same, then the integral will be the 0. So here you can say the point probability for the continuous variable is always 0. But it doesn't imply, when I am saying that it is the fx, so what is the probability at this point? It is always 0. But it doesn't imply that this point is not existing. This point is very much existing, right? So in case of the continuous variable, if we have 0 probability, it doesn't imply that that event cannot happen. Event may happen also. So however, if you allow x to assume all the value in some interval, then the probability 0 is not equivalent with impossibility. In case of the discrete, probability 0 means impossible event. But here, it doesn't imply the impossibility. Hence, for the continuous case, if PA is equal to 0 is given to you, it doesn't imply A is equal to 5. Right? In case of the discrete, you have seen P5 is equal to 0. Right? P5 is equal to 0. That is okay. But if PA is equal to 0 is given to you, so these two will not imply that A is equal to 5. A may not be equal to 5 also.
Sir, in the discrete one, it implied that if PA equals to 0, then A is equals to 5.
In case of the discrete.
Okay, sir.
In case of the discrete, then A is equal to 5. That means that is not happening. For example, in rolling a die, probability for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 1 by 6. But probability for the 3.5, 4.5, 4.2, it is 0 only.
Okay, sir. Okay.
If x assume the value in some finite interval a to b, we simply set fx is equal to 0 for all x does not belongs to ab. The same thing. For example, if we have the a, here we have the b, so we set from minus infinity to a, probability is 0. From b to infinity, again the probability is equal to, or not probability, fx is equal to 0. Means here we can write 0, right, for the range minus infinity to a, fx for a to b, again 0 from b to infinity. Now consider the line segment x vary from 0 to 2. Every conceivable point on the line segment could be the outcome of the experiment. When we say fx is what? It is given to you x, and x vary from 0 to 2. So experiment can take any value between 0 to 2. any value can take. That is the meaning of the continuous variable. So very most important result of the continuous variable is what? Since point probability is equal to 0, it does not affect whether you are including the boundary or you are not including the boundary, right? All the probabilities are 0. But in case of the discrete, you have already seen at the boundary we have to take care, right? Means, for example, in case of the discrete, if we have to compute the x from 3 to 7, so its value is what? F of 7 minus f of 2, f of 2, right? But in case of continuous, if we have to compute the x to 7, you have to compute f of 7 minus f of 3 only, because the point probability is 0. Whether we have to compute this or whether we have to compute this, in both case you have to compute the f of 7 minus f of 3. Since point probability is 0, so all the four are equivalent. This is the most important result of the continuous random variable, but it is not true for the discrete variable, right? For example, in this here, in case of the discrete, it is equal to the f of v minus f of a minus 1. This is in case of the discrete, this is what? F of b minus 1 minus f of a minus 1, right? In case of the discrete, this is what? F of b minus f of
A.
Right? F of a, here you can say a, or you can say a minus 1, and in case of this we have the f of b minus 1 minus f of a minus 1, right?
So won't it be f of a
Kya?
last time? F of b minus 1 minus f of a. Because x is already greater than a, so equal to वाला निकाल सकते हैं.
F of a, here also f of a. This is the f of a. A is already x is already greater than a. So here, suppose that random variable x is continuous. Let PDF f is given by fx is equal to 2x, x vary from 0 to 1, 0 otherwise. So you know that for all possible values of the x, we have the infinitely many value between 0 to 1. This 2x is the non-negative. So you can say fx is non-negative for all x, and integration from minus infinity to infinity of the fx. Minus infinity to infinity for the fx means it will become the minus infinity to 0 plus 0 to 1 plus 1 to infinity. In this case, integrand is 0. In this case, integrand is 2x dx. In this case, integrand is again 0. So this result is equal to 0. This result is the 0. So here we have the integral from 0 to 1, 2x dx. It is equal to 1. So it satisfies the necessary and sufficient condition for being a PDF. So now you can say this is the PDF. Now from here, if you have to compute, find the probability x less than equal to half. So actually what we are doing, we have to compute the probability x less than equal x less than minus infinity less than x less than equal to half. So it will become minus infinity to 0 plus 0 to half. In this case, integrand is what? 0. In this case, integrand is what? 2x dx. So after the integration, it will become the x square by 2 into 2, 0 to half, and it will give you the required probability, that is the 1 by 4. If you have to find the conditional probability that x less than equal to half, given x lie between 1 by 3 to 2 by 3. So here what we have, here we have the x is equal to 0, here we have the x is equal to 1, and let's say here we have the x is equal to half. So let's say it is the x is equal to 1 by 3, and here we have x is equal to 2 by 3. So what is the probability that x less than half, less than equal to half, means this is the less than equal to half, given x lie between 1 by 3 to 2 by 3. X lie between 1 by 3 to 2 by 3. It means you have to compute the probability of A given B. What is the general formula? Probability of A intersection B upon probability of B. Right? So what is the intersection? So intersection is this one. Intersection is this one, means 1 by 3 to half. So here we have the numerator, probability x lie between 1 by 3 to half divided by the probability between x lie between 1 by 3 to 2 by 3. So how we can compute for the interval, right? So here integral from 1 by 3 to half, and in the denominator it is the integral from 1 by 3 to 2 by 3 of integrand 2x, right? So here you will get the required probability 5 by 12. So in this way we can determine the required probability also. This example from your book. In commuting to work, I must first get on the bus near my house and then transfer to second bus. If the waiting time in minute at each stop has uniform distribution with A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 5, then it can be shown that my total waiting time Y has PDF this. So Y is what? It is given to you continuous random variable, right? It is what? It is the waiting time. Don't bother presently about the uniform distribution. They have directly given the PDF of the waiting time as a 1 upon 25 into Y and 2 upon 5 minus 1 upon 25 into Y and 0 for the following intervals. Sketch the graph of the PDF of the Y. So when you want to sketch this graph, when you want to figure out this, so here we have the up to the 0 to 5, it is the 1 upon 25 Y, and from 5 to 10 it is given to you, it is the 2 by 5 minus 1 by 25 Y. So here we have the graph for the given PDF. Verified that minus infinity to infinity f of y dy is equal to 1. It means if you have to compute from minus infinity to infinity, so you have to take minus infinity to 0, 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to infinity. And here the integrand is 0, here also the integrand is 0, but at this place integrand is 1 upon 25 y, and here we have the integrand is 25 minus 1 upon 25 y. So here,
Sir, what is capital A and capital G?
What is capital
A and capital G?
Presently don't bother about the uniform distribution. These are the parameter for the uniform distribution.
Okay.
Right? Just think PDF is given to you. I have not given you what is the uniform distribution, but PDF is given to you. So need not to bother about that.
Okay.
Means you can say that if you omit waiting time in minute at each stop, right? And you can delete this line also. There is no problem. You can delete this line also, right? And its PDF is given by this expression. So here in minus infinity to infinity fy dy. So never, means we in general avoid to show that minus infinity to 5 0 to y, and here we avoid the integral 10 to infinity 0 to y, right? We generally avoid to show this. So but wherever we have the given expression, only for those interval we write, but it automatically it is understandable we are integrating from minus infinity to infinity. So 0 to y 1 upon 25y dy, and 5 to 10 2 by 5 minus 1 by 25y dy. So here you will get from the first one y square upon 50 in limit 0 to 0 to 5, and from the second integral it will be the 2y upon 5 minus 1 upon 50 y square limit from 5 to 10. So when you put the value, you will get the total probability as a 1. So you can see now here the f of y is non-negative for all y, and integral of fy from minus infinity to infinity it is equal to 1. So now you can say fy is what? Fy is the PDF. What is the probability that total waiting time is at most 3 minutes? Is at most 3 minutes means always in case of the continuous we have to compute for the interval. Never we ask for the point probability, means never we ask what is the waiting, whether probability for the waiting time is equal to 3. Automatically its answer is the 0. In case of the continuous random variable, automatically its answer will be the 0. So here just simple what we have to do, we have to compute the probability y less than or equal to 3, means integral from 0 to 3. So 3 lie between 0 to 5 only. So this integrand we have to take. So y upon 25 dy. So here the required answer is the 18. In D part, what is the probability that total waiting time is at most 8 minutes? At most 8 minutes means probability y less than or equal to 8 we have to compute. So in this case, if you have to compute probability y less than or equal to 8, means we have the range of the PDF. So first we integrate from 0 to 5, then we integrate from 5 to 8, right? And you will get the required probability. Clear this part? Then what is the probability that total waiting time is between 3 to 8 minutes? So when it is a 3 to 8 minutes, so you have to compute probability of y between 3 to 8. So we know that it can be written as the probability of the y less than or equal to 8 minus probability y less than 3. By notation, you can write this in this way, but its value will be same, right? Its value will be the same, 9 upon 50 only. So 46 upon 50 minus 9 upon 50. So here you will get the required probability. What is the probability that total waiting time is either less than 2 minutes or more than 6 minutes? So less than 2 minutes, more than 6 minutes. So here we take the integral 0 to this is the 2, 0 to 2, and here we have the greater than 6. So 6 to 10 only, right? 6 to 10. So in respective integrand we have to put, and you will get the here required probability. I'm not going in the integral part here. So as I've told you, any random variable, whether the discrete or continuous, always characterized by the PDF and the CDF. So how we write the cumulative distribution function for the continuous random variable? As I've told you, cumulative distribution function is what? It is the accumulation of the probability up to that point. Up to that point means in case of continuous, it is the integral up to that point of the PDF. Accumulation of the probability up to that point in layman language, or sum of the probability up to that point. So probability is what? Integral fx up to that point means upper limit is the x. What is the lower limit? Lower limit means from where we are starting the x. So initial point. So it is obtained by summing the PMF py over all possible value of the y satisfy the y less than x. So CDF for the continuous random variable gives the same probability p x less than or equal to x is obtained by integrating the PDF fy between the limit minus infinity to x, right? That's only here we have initial. In general we take as a minus infinity to x fx into dx. So that is the CDF, and we denote it by the capital Fx. So capital Fx is what? probability x less than equal to x and integral minus infinity to x fx into dx. So after integrating the PDF, you are getting the right. You are getting CDF. So PDF is what? PDF is the area, right? PDF is what? It is the area on the left side of x of the x. It is the total area under the curve of under the density curve, right? Fx up to that point. That you can understand. So for each x, fx is what? Area under density curve to the left of the x. This illustrate in the figure here.
What is the difference between PDF and CDF in this case?
PDF means PDF is this only. CDF is the area on the left.
Sir, for continuous distribution, we are computing the area for PDF, na?
For the probability, we have the three things. This is the PDF. This is the probability, and this is the CDF. Probability between A to B. CDF from minus infinity to x, and only curve, density curve, that is the PDF. PDF is not a probability. It is the function with which we can compute the probability. But CDF is the probability. CDF is the probability, or you can say the sum of the probability up to that point. But CDF itself is the probability. But PDF is not a probability. PDF is only the function with which we can write the probability. In case of the discrete, PDF is the probability also. But because there we have the px is equal to x is some defined. It is the defined. But in case of the continuous, it is equal to 0. Due to this only, the curve is only the PDF. But area below the curve is the probability, whether it is a probability or the CDF. Now clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
the CDF
Yes.
will not be defined for an exact point, no?
PDF is not defined on the exact point. Yes.
And
PDF,
for CDF also.
PDF is defined. PDF we have the for the any point. It is defined here. But integrand, you cannot determine the probability for the x naught. PDF is well defined at the x naught. PDF is well defined for the x naught. But probability you cannot determine. Probability will be the 0.
Yes, sir, that is clear. I am asking for CDF. Means there
CDF
should be a limits on x to find a CDF.
What is the limit you are?
Means there
Actually,
should be a bound of region to find a CDF. We cannot find CDF at a point.
CDF is always defined from minus infinity to that point.
That point. Always we would determine CDF always be the from minus infinity up to that point.
Okay.
Left side area. So it is a probability only. Clear?
Yes.
So using the fx compute the probability. So how we can compute the means different probabilities from the CDF. So we know that let x be the continuous random variable with PDF small fx, CDF capital Fx. Then for any number a, if you have to compute the probability x greater than a, never we ask for the point probability. Always we ask for the range, right? A probability for the range x greater than a. So it is equal to 1 minus fa. If you have to compute the probability of the probability x lie between a to b, so it is nothing. It is the f of b minus f of a. Means here we have the, let's say it, here we have the a, here we have the b. So what is the fv? Fv is the area on this side. What is the fa? Fa is the area on this side. This is the FV, this is the FE. So required probability is what? FV minus FA. So from the CDF, you can write easily required probability also. So here, figure illustrate the second part of this proposition. Desired probability is nothing. It is a shaded area under the density curve between A to B. So it is equal the difference between the two shaded cumulative areas, right? So it is what? It is the f of V. It is what? F of A. F of A. And in case of discrete, what we have to do for the same probability? It is the f of B minus f of A minus 1, where A and B are the integral value. Obtaining the fx from the fx. So what is the formula of the fx? It is what? Integral of fx dx up to that point from initial value, that is a minus infinity. So from this, can you write the fx? Yes. After the integration, you are getting the capital F. It means when you differentiate the capital F, you will get the small f. So taking the differentiation with respect to x, you can get the PDF also from the CDF. So if x is the continuous random variable, PDF fx and CDF capital Fx, then for every x at which the derivative f dash x exists, then it is equal to the PDF. There, in case of the discrete, we compute by the difference. Here, we are computing by the differentiation. Now, percentile, here we have the new term, percentile of the continuous distribution. So what is the percentile? You have the idea of the percentile from the 12th marks or from the BitSet score and other score, right? What is the percentile? When we say an individual test score was at 85th percentile, what is the meaning of the 85th percentile? 85th percentile means, if I am saying that it is the 85th, means whatever the number of examinee, 85% are below to your marks, only 15% are above than you. So if it is a score of 85th percentile of the population, we mean 85% of all population scores were below that score and 15% were above. Means percentile is totally different from the percentage. Similarly, the 40th percentile is the score that exceeds 40% of all score and is exceeded by 60% of all scores. So if you have to compute the percentile, means percentile for the particular value, it means what you are doing? We are computing the CDF for that percentile value. CDF for that percentile value means you have to integrate the PDF up to that percentile value. So that will give you, right? And it should equal to the percentile. So it means what we are doing, when I'm saying that percentile, this is the percentile. This is the percentile. So for this percentile, here we have the score, right? Here we have the score. So from the given percentile, you can determine the exact score, what you are getting. So here, according to expression, eta p is that value on the measurement axis, means on this axis, measurement axis, such that 100p percentage of the area under the graph of fx lies to the left of np, right? So here we have the 100 into p, right? 100 into p percentile, and here on this side we have the 100 1 minus p on the right hand side. So that is the score for the given percentile. So thus eta for 0.75. Eta for the 0.75 means on this side area we have the 75%, on this side area we have the 25%. Then we have to compute this value. So that will be the value at which we have the 75 percentile. So the from here,
what was the graph? Just
graph of the fx, graph of the fx. This is the graph of the fx, and this is the graph of the CDF, graph of the CDF. So here from the CDF, important thing you can observe, CDF is always non-decreasing function. So from this graph also you can observe CDF is what? Non-decreasing. Earlier you have studied this. So CDF is always the non-decreasing function, and it is defined from minus infinity to infinity. Now we have the one important term, median. Earlier you have studied the mean, but here we have the new term, median. Median means 50%. 50% on the left, the point where we have the CDF, or where we have the 50% on the left and 50% on the right. So median of the continuous distribution is denoted by the mu, and here we have the tilde, mu tilde. Right? We call it as a mu tilde. Is the 50th percentile. Median is nothing. It is the 50th percentile, means f of mu is equal to 0.5. Means CDF at mu tilde is equal to 0.5. Then mu tilde we termed as a median. What is the meaning? It divide the given curve, right, into 50-50%. On both sides we have the equal area. It will give the middle value. If your graph is continuous, symmetric, right? If your graph is symmetric, then left side will be the mirror image of the right hand side. So continuous distribution whose PDF is symmetric, the graph of the PDF to the left of the sum point is the mirror image of the graph to the right of that point, and that point is termed as a median. Means median divides the density curve into the equal part. So median mu bar equal to the point of symmetry, and since half of the area under the curve lies on the to the either side of the point, so here we say it is the median point. Median you can understand, for example, this type of the distribution. So it is the symmetric. So here we have the mu bar, here we have the mu tilde, here we have the mu tilde. So this represents the median. Median means 50th percentile. Now find the CDF of the following density. So fx is given to you. How we can compute the density? A very important thing it is. So here fx is given to you. Fx is given to you 1/3, 2/3 for the x range from 0 to 1, 1 to 2. 1/3, 0 to 1, 2/3 from 1 to 2, and 0 elsewhere. Now we have to compute the fx. Please see carefully. It is very, very important thing. Knowingly I have taken this example. Fx is what? Minus infinity to that point, fx into dx. If x is less than 0, if x is less than 0, it will become minus infinity to x 0 dx, that is the 0. If x is greater than 0 but less than 1, So this will become minus infinity to 0 plus 0 to x. In this case, integrand is the 0 dx, and in this case, it is the 1 by 3 into dx. 1 by 3 into dx. So that will be the, just wait for a minute. Right, I have to complete this. So 1 by 3, so it will become the x by 3, 0 to x, x by 3, 0 to x. So it will become the x by 3. So when we put x is equal to 1, x is equal to 1, this will give you 1 by 3. This will give you 1 by 3. Means CDF up to the 1, it is the 1 by 3. Now, if x greater than 1, if x greater than 1 but less than 2, so here we have the minus infinity to x. So this can be written as minus infinity to 1 plus 1 to x. 1 to x, and for this it is the 1 by 3, and for the 1 to x it will be the 2 by 3 into dx. 2 by 3 into dx. So it will be the 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 2x by 3, 1 to x. 1 to x. So it will become 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 plus, and it will become 2x by 3 minus 2 by 3, minus 2 by 3. So it will give you 2x by 3 minus 1 by 3. So when we put x is equal to 2, x is equal to 2, this will give you x is equal to 2 means 4 by 3 minus 1 by 3, that is the 3 by 3, that is the 1. And when x greater than 2, so it will become minus infinity to x. So this can be written as minus infinity to 2 plus 2 to x. So this can be written as 1 plus integral 2 to x 0 dx. So that is equal to 1. So when you combine this fx, so the correct way to write the fx is what? Always we have to start from the 0, which is for the x less than equal to 0, less than 0, it is x by 3. For the x greater than 0 but less than 1, and it is 2x upon 3 minus 1 by 3, 2x by 3 minus 1 by 3 when x greater than 1 but less than 2, and it is equal to 1 when x greater than equal to 2. Now, most important thing for the CDF, always we have to write, in case of the CDF, always we have to write the 0 and 1. For what value it is 0, for what value it is, or for what range it is 0, for what range it is 1. Then always you have to include the is equal to, right, on the left inequality only. Never you have to write the is equal to on the right inequality, right? Over the right inequality, values are same, right? But it is the convention, always we write the is equal to on the left inequality only, and x must vary from minus infinity to infinity. These three things you have to take care when you are writing the fx. Fx is what? General formula is minus infinity to x, fx into dx. So from here we have these three. This is the result, and these 3 points you have to take care. Now, from my side over, anything you have to ask in the CDF or any other thing, please ask.
Sir, any announcement for the quiz?
All the announcements are doing by the IC only.
Sir, till that now will be covered in the syllabus.
Not now, previous Poisa process, not this chapter. Previous lecture, up to previous lecture.
Sir, tomorrow we will not have questions based on CDF, sir, like calculating CDF.
For the continuous not.
Sir, not for the continuous. Sir, ma'am said not to use hard copies of tables.
Means we will. It is clearly written in the notice on Nalanda that we will not give any question where you require the table.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
So that binomial tables also there won't be any
We
question.
will not give such question where you require the table.
Sir, then we'll you'll ask in expressions, sir, like e power something like that.
Expression means
Options would be given in expression form, sir.
expression form.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Okay, sir.
Means question is crystal clear. We are giving the answer in the as a multiple choice. So in that it is clearly visible. There is no requirement of the means even calculator also, I think.
Sir, just confirming once again, sir, the binomial table is also not required, na?
Not required.
Okay, sir.
No table is required.
Okay, thank you, sir.